What is going on, YouTube universe? Normally, this is where I would turn around and say, this is ArghGodzirra, but today, this is Trent, the real man behind the gaming facade. And this video is something that we don't naturally do on this channel, but I feel it's something we need to do a little bit more of. It's good sometimes to just sit back, get away from the gaming, and have the chance to be real with one another for a second. Myself and yourself. And what we're going to be discussing in today's video is something that has been brewing for a couple of years now. It's been in the back of my mind, and I feel right now, this point in time of the channel's lifespan is the perfect time to execute what I've been thinking of. So, without further ado, I think we should reflect back on what brought all this about to begin with. When I first started gaming, I didn't actually go by the tagline ArghGodzirra. I went by Fueled by Darkness, and there's only a small handful of people that know that, just my closest friends. But then, when the PlayStation 4 came out, and I started wanting to share videos between friends, I felt that Fueled by Darkness wasn't a name that would really take off, really pick up. And I decided at that point in time, it was time for my gamer tag to change. And I went from Fueled by Darkness to ArghGodzirra. And the reason behind the change, why I chose that name, is purely the night that I changed it. I was watching Austin Powers. There is a notorious scene where Austin drives his car into a Godzilla float, and they have a moment where two Asian actors have a little stereotypical thing where they're like, it's Godzilla, and I thought it would be hilarious to make a play on that terminology. When I did that, I didn't do it with racist connotations or anything like that. There wasn't any ill will thought towards anybody. I didn't mean to upset anybody, but a couple of years after my content started becoming more fluent and I started bringing more videos out on a more permanent basis, transitioning from just uploading to share with friends to uploading to share with a much wider audience, a childhood friend of mine reached out and sent me a message and turned around and said, maybe I should consider changing my name because it could be determined or interpreted rather to be racist or it could be interpreted incorrectly. And he personally felt that if I kept the name, that I wouldn't grow specifically towards an Asian audience because they would feel kind of isolated by the name. And although I didn't agree with him at the time, because I personally, I kind of argued back saying I didn't create it on racial grounds. I spoke to some people about it. They turned around and said that they knew I didn't make it on racial grounds. Some people really enjoyed the name regardless, and I do have some Asian friends who love that name. But thinking about it now, I think it's time for a change. And it's not a change because I want to be politically correct. It's more so a change because I started thinking recently, if my channel is to go anywhere from here, if I really want to grow this into something bigger, I do have end goals and milestones that I want to achieve with this channel. This isn't a flash in the pan, upload a couple of videos and be satisfied kind of thing. This is something to me that I have dedicated the last few years to, and something that I'm happy to continue dedicating my life to if I can get it to a point where it becomes sustainable. I know I'm still going to have the passion for uploading videos, for playing video games, to interacting with you guys, but it's a matter of getting out of kind of a plateaued stasis where I'm not moving and going forward, and rebranding myself, I feel, is going to go a long way into doing that, which is the main point of this video. I want to let you guys know that moving forward, ArghGodzirra is going to be no more. And I didn't think this would ever happen. I didn't think that a name that has become synonymous with myself, not just in gaming, but in real life. I have friends that actually refer to me as Godzirra or Zirra. That identity has been with me for the last few years, but as I said, if I want to move forward, I feel change at this point in time, when I'm still steadily growing, is the perfect time to do so, because I feel if I do it and I do it correctly, and with the support of you guys, which I always can count on, I feel we can really launch this and take this to new places. The rebrand won't be instant though, and that is partially because my God of War series has been recorded ahead of time, and I have completed that in full. It's due to finish next week, but in every single one of those videos, I refer to myself as ArghGodzirra all the way through. So I can't really rewind time and change that, and I've still got my Super Mario 64 series I'm doing, where I refer to myself as ArghGodzirra as well, but there's ways to get around the retro rewind, because I do that on a weekly basis, so I can simply just change my name from ArghGodzirra to the new name I'll be going by. So the plan is, next week on Thursday, the final God of War episode will come out. So Friday, and that's Australian time, Stray will begin, and Stray is going to be the next series we start, and I'm planning on Stray being the first series that steps away from ArghGodzirra and becomes the new identity. And you guys are probably wondering at home what the new identity is going to be. And some of you already know. I've already been speaking to some of my closest friends and some people that I really trust and I've made networks with within the YouTube community. And I put it to them. I turned around and said, hey guys, this is what's going on. I feel it's time for a change. And I threw a couple of names out, and I'm like, these are the names I'm thinking of. What should we do? And we came down to bringing in something new while still retaining something from ArghGodzirra and taking it with us, because people still refer to me, as I said, in real life as Godzirra or Zirra. So being able to take something like that and then bring in something new and mishmash it together and create something that I feel is a brand that can really take us places is a very exciting prospect for myself. And I've been sitting back, playing around with new banners and mascots and everything else, and I've really found a reinvigoration for what I'm doing here. It has made me really appreciate everything I've done, and from the start of my journey to now, I am so appreciative of every single one of you guys for getting behind all the content I do, whether it's gaming or reactions or, the AFL stuff that I'm doing, whatever the case may be. I do it for you guys as much as I do it for myself, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your support bringing me to this point. And I hope moving forward that this change doesn't derail the community we have created, and if anything, helps us build an even bigger community where we can be more inclusive with bringing people in. It's not just the name of the channel that's going to be changing. As I mentioned, mascots have already been looked at, banners have been looked at. I'm going to be bringing a new intro, there's going to be new outros, I'm going to be looking at different ways to improve my editing to engage you guys better. I would love to do shorter videos, but the games I'm playing they kind of serve a purpose to be longer. So hopefully I can start bringing some games to you guys at home that are smaller in length, so we can bang out smaller episodes but get more of them out. And that brings me to the structural changes that are going to go down on the channel, which some of you would already be aware of if you followed my community tab. But basically, Monday to Friday, every week, every day, we are going to play one gameplay series from start to finish from the PS4 onwards. So PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC, anything that's current gen, Nintendo Switch, those kind of games. Retro Rewind is now going to be on a Saturday and a Sunday, where we play one game on both days, or if I'm feeling a little bit frisky, I can mix it up and we can play one game on a Saturday and one game on a Sunday. And that will be for consoles from the PS3 earlier. And I know the PS3 is not really retro if you want to go down that route, but there are a lot of games on that console that I would love to play, and the same with Xbox 360. So that's what's going to go down. If we do reviews, if we do reactions, Those will get sprinkled in on weekdays, and live streams I'm going to reserve for either a Friday or the weekend. And then obviously if I do any other extra videos, you guys will get notified of that in future. The one thing you're probably wondering the most though is, Trent, you've spoken about it endlessly in this video. What the hell is this name change going to be? You've been dropping little hints, you've been talking about keeping a little bit from what you're currently called and mishmashing it with something else. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you, but you know what I will leave you with, ladies and gentlemen? I will leave you with something to round out this video, just to build the hype a little bit, just to show you the direction we're going down. But once again, just before I wrap this video up, I sincerely hope you guys get behind this change with me and help me continue to build this community. As I said, I wouldn't be doing it without you guys. I'm 100% appreciative of everything you guys have done to support myself, and I really look forward to a future with you guys and anybody else that jumps on board as well. This hopefully is going to take us to bigger and better places, and I'm, for the first time in a very long time, looking forward to what the future holds for this channel. So thank you very much. I love you all. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, as I walk away, I'm going to leave you with this.